This is your coach Jimmy Lin, and welcome to another recording of my Ohana moves. Let's have some fun. Well, let's start off with a nice easy jog. Nice and easy, nothing crazy. So today we're gonna get a lot of different motions in. Right? It's Monday, so I want to make sure that all our different joints are working. So you're looking for nothing too nothing with a high velocity, nice and easy, nice and steady. So again, once you get a little bit more warmed up, you're going to pick up your heels up off the ground. And if you have to march, it's okay, march. And as you get a little bit more warm, drive the knees up a little higher and move your arms just a little bit faster. So Monday we're going to start off with our basic warm-up, windmills, leg kicks. I don't want to make you guys too sore. I want you guys to take yourselves through a nice big range of motion. So 5 seconds. And then we're going to skip over to some windmills. 2, 1. Windmills on. Go. Just nice and easy. You guys might not have done too much yet. I'm just taking my time. I'm not going through anything too fast, too hard, just feeling it out. You really don't know how you're doing that day and what body part. So just take it easy, feel it out, let it talk to you, and then you can see, get an idea of how much you're going to push it. Hi, Kara. Good to see you. Looking bright and shiny as usual. Good to see your face. All the way up. Alright. Nice and easy. And last couple. I want to do some marches and kicks. 1. Good. We're going to draw our feet up. 2. Knee, knee, kick, kick. So foot up, externally rotate. We're driving those knees up. And then kick, kick. So it's foot, knee, knee, kick, kick. Knee, knee, kick, foot, knee, knee, kick. Good. So as you're picking that foot up, remember if you lean back trying to get that leg up higher, let's work that hip that's planted. So if I'm driving my left knee up, my right hip is going to extend to drive that knee up. Okay, so you're working double. But if you don't pick that knee up high enough, you're not going to get that benefit of that planted leg working as hard. Okay? So the higher you try to drive your limbs up, the harder that planted leg is going to extend. And we want to knock out as many benefits as possible within this short time that we have together. So, let's pick up the pace a little bit. Let's do one more. warmed up now. Remember, don't forget to shrug your shoulders up as you reach all the way up. Okay? You're getting on the balls of your feet and you're reaching up as high as you can, as straight as possible. I think Kai's having some technical difficulties. There she is. Go all the way up. So I'm going to switch to jumping back now that I'm a little warmer. You guys can keep sidestepping. All the way up. I'm getting some feedback, so I'm going to mute you guys. Okay. Keep going. Jumping jacks in. Good. I'm gonna drop to squat and reach. So nice easy squat. Reach down and up. Reach down. Behind. Reach down. And this warm-up sequence is online. So when you guys want to do it, you guys need. It's relatively easy to remember, but sometimes it just helps to follow along. You guys can check up on yourself every now and then. And as you get a little bit more warmed up, you're dropping down a little bit lower, and you're reaching up and back a little bit higher. Okay. Let's pick up the pace a little bit, everyone. Five, 4, 3, 2, one more. 1. All right, good warm up, everyone. So, Kara, Kai, today's move of the day is the corkscrew. All right. Good job. Okay, so today's concept is just bigger movements. Okay, warming up, getting used to those little bit bigger movements. Still gonna be hard, but don't push the pace so much. Just worry about getting the motion completed. Okay, so we're gonna spread our legs out to start. We're gonna drop down and back up. Okay, if you can't drop down that much from your knees, you still got your hips. You can drop down. Okay, just bend your knees just a little bit. If you can't squat too deeply, but if you can, I want you to drop your butt all the way down. Okay, and all the way back down. So I'm dropping my butt as low as it'll go towards my heel. And you want to try to keep those feet pointing forward. Nice and steady. Make sure you're working on form. Good. Good job with that. That works. And drop it down. Now, if you want a little bit more of a range of motion focus, spread your feet out a little bit more than that. Now that we're a little bit more warm, and you're gonna feel more of a stretch in the side in your adductors. Okay. And the leg that's straight. So one leg straightened out as you drop the other one down. I just about to know it. Spin it
couple thousand just to cruise it. Shawty said she love me, but I swear she never proved it. I never tell her, but I put it in the music. Well, that's okay. All I wanna do is make the best of my whole day. Thank the Lord up
Focus on our legs.
cream on the side, make you laugh.
So now we're gonna go forward.
Stuff that I love.
Forward lunge. Drop down. And back
We
up.
can be friends if you wanna. We could just
If you can't lunge that deep, it's okay.
get on hands if you
Just
wanna.
gonna drop.
Tell me what you wanna.
Nice wide stance. Just gonna drop down. You're not actually gonna bend, but if you can bend down and lunge down, drop down. Back.
We could just kiss if you wanna. Hey, tell me what
Touch
you
the
wanna
ground.
do.
Focus on that front leg is where you want most of your weight. About 60 to 70% of that weight is on that front leg. And remember, I'm keeping my knee in between my foot and my hip. I don't want it to drop in
Fighting
too much.
dragons always been a real one. Hey,
So
you
you
say
put
you
more
showing
pressure
love, you a real
on that
chameleon.
meniscus
Get
if
the
you
facts
have it.
freaking straight, always on repeat. Like,
When it's nice and lined up, you have a greater contact surface area, which distributes
get
that
on hands
pressure
if
in
you
your
wanna.
knee.
Hey, tell me
We're gonna
what you wanna
switch.
do.
3,
We could just laugh if you wanna.
1.
Late nights under stars if you wanna. We could just kiss if you wanna.
So you're keeping that knee in between the center of your hip and center of your ankle. And people tell you not to bend your back so much, okay? And you can. Okay? It's perfectly okay to bend your back as long as you're accustomed to it. It's not like we're doing it a lot, so it's actually good for you to do these flexing movements because it's a good back workout. Okay? But if you had to do it all day long, or if it's something you're not accustomed to, I would say try to keep your back a little straighter. It's mechanically easier on your back. In 3, 2, 1, and done. Good job, everybody. Wasn't easy. Going through that motion. Good work. Okay, let's get your arms out. We're gonna work those arms up. Just nice, big motions up to the top. We're gonna get up on our tiptoes. We're gonna work our gastrocs. So once you get to the top, you're gonna press those hands together and work those shoulders. Ready? And go. 1. And you're just coming down about shoulder level. And most of the work is done at the top. Okay, shrug and reach and really get up on your tiptoes. You're looking for that height. Good. You should feel that your ankles are getting more mobile. You're able to plantar flex and really lift those heels up off the ground. Higher and higher. About 15 seconds left. Really push at the top. Reach as high as you possibly can, pushing those hands together. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Shake it off. Got another set. Okay. You're ready. So again, just trying to get up as high as you can with both those feet. 3, 2, 1, and hit it. Arms are blended. Pressing as hard as you can at the top for a split second. You should feel it. Now, like what Mark did there, if you guys need a little bit more resistance, always feel free to grab extra weights. Good job, everybody. Good. Press at the top. I want you guys burning in the shoulders. I'm already burning. So, I don't know about you guys. It's got 15 seconds left. Reach up at the top. Get on those tiptoes. Those calves burning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, shake it off. So we didn't really do our balance component today. We're gonna do it right now. Good. So we're gonna This week, we did the frontal plane last week, so we're gonna do a twisting rotational movement this week, okay? So from the side, all we're gonna do is balance. We'll do from the front first. Balance, and we're just gonna reach and reach, okay? So balance on one leg, but you don't want that leg moving, okay? All you're really working is from your hip up. Your lower leg should not be moving. Reaching and reaching. So if you feel your knee dropping it back and forth, okay, make the distance a little shorter. Okay, this will teach our hips to be able to isolate their movement without the need of the entire limb moving with it. This is a meniscal test. Okay, this will irritate your knee if you don't have the ability to isolate that hip movement. Knee and foot forward and lined up. And we're going to switch. I'm not going to do too many of these. Again, it'll irritate your knee if you're not used to it. So we're just going to start off in about 8 or so. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Shake it off. You actually should feel your butt kind of working, okay, because you're really pivoting. Essentially you're using the rotator cuff of your butt. All right, so let's drop on down. We're gonna work some abs anyway. Okay, so this week's ab work is long sits. Okay, so we're gonna keep our fingertips pointed at our feet. Feet are gonna be a little wider. Move this forward so I'll slide my head back. But I'm gonna be reaching forward, put both hands. This is on one of the videos. I'm gonna drop down. And I'm gonna come back up to the other side and reach as far as I can past that hip. This is a good range of motion exercise. Crunch all the way down. Keep your hands forward so you can't use it to swing. Okay, so it's down. Reach as far as you can. And you're gonna curl and lower yourself down. Okay, nice and easy. And you're reaching as far as you can. Really pull yourself forward. Use those abs and hip flexors and quads. Pull yourself forward. So I'm really reaching as far as I can. And I'm really trying to smooth my movement. Make it nice and fluid. No abrupt changes. So this is an active hamstring stretch. And as soon as you guys come down, you touch, come all the way back up. Keep it going. You're gonna feel it on your upper arms the most. It's crunched. But you also feel it on your lower. If you crunch all the way down, try to bring your forehead down to your groin area. Let's do 2 more. 1 and 2. Alright, good job everybody. Good news. Finish this set. We got 1 more. Ready? This is a shorter set. 3, 2, 1, hit it. And you can pick up the pace a little bit if you want, but I'm burning. Really just focusing on quality of my movement. I'm really trying to reach with each movement. Crunch down nice and hard. moving. 10 seconds left, everyone. Come on. Last one. All right. Good job, everybody. Okay. This week we're gonna do some bridges. Okay. Drop down on your backs. We're gonna work the back of our body. We haven't done these in a little while. We're gonna do some single limb bridges. One leg up in the air, and the other limb as high as you can get. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and go. So if you don't want to drive that foot up, because your hip flexors might be kind of tired, you can just bend that knee, or you can even keep it out. Your goal is to get that hip up off the ground as high as you can. Butt burning, lower back burning. You need a little more speed to do that. 3, 2, work on quality. First, I want to burn it just doing that. We're gonna switch. 3, 2, 1, and switch. You can rest your head on the ground if your neck is getting tired. Nice and high. Remember those few millimeters at the top really make a difference. And don't rest when you come down. As soon as you tap it, you feel any pressure on your lower back, okay, or your sacrum, come right back up. We're almost done. We got 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and done. Take a little break. We got one more set on each side. 3, 2, 1, and hit it. Remember, you're working on the quality. Make sure you're focused and you're thinking about your breath as well. Good, nice and steady all the way up. We're almost done. We got 10 seconds. And switch. You could drive off your toe or your heel, and they'll work a little bit different each. So either is fine. You feel your hamstrings working a little bit more. If you're on your heels, and you'll feel your quads working a little bit more, at least for me, when I'm on my toe. We're almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a little break. Okay, one more exercise, everyone. Okay.
This last exercise is a push-up, basic push-up, but we're gonna extend the set. We're gonna go to muscle failure. It's gonna take about a minute. So you're gonna start off in a more challenging position, and you're gonna slowly transition to an easier position as your muscles get more fatigued. Don't be afraid to push yourselves a little bit as long as you're not having any momentum. It's okay to take that break and continue to proceed in that more difficult position. Okay? And as you feel like you can't complete a good form, difficult position push-up, right, up on your feet, nice plank position, you're going to transition to that easier position, either going more shallow or you could drop to your knees. Either one works. I'm gonna start getting fatigued here, so take a little break soon. As soon as I feel like I'm using a little bit more momentum, my form is breaking, I'm going to start dropping to my knees and you'll see. And I'm still looking for that burn. I'm looking for that nice, steady rhythm. Taking a break as I burn it up. Yay, Ohana. Excellent job. We're going to transition into the active recovery now. Okay, get out a little bit. Do a little corkscrew, not listening. Move of the day. Take a little break. Start to focus inward now. You're going to focus on your breath. Just nice, slow, easy transition. Try to clear your mind. Control that breath. I generally feel that my breath is still, the breathing rate is still high, but I'm going to slowly decrease it, focus on that diaphragmatic breath, which is going to transition up to the ribs, then up to the shoulders. And exhale, take twice as much time. Slowly exhale, pressing the shoulders down, the rib cage inward, then the diaphragm by drawing in that bellies. So it's a nice, slow breath. Now we do a frontal plane stretch. I start off with the hips, the lumbar spine, the thoracic spine, the neck, and then I end with the shoulders. Stretch. I'm going to feel a little bit in my adductors first. I'm going to feel it in my lumbar spine. From here is the form. Rib cage. Down to my scalenes in my neck. And then in my lats and shoulders. Transition nice and slowly. Don't feel the need to rush. Go at your own pace. Remember, this is our active recovery, so to recover the best, we're going to focus on that breathing to consciously kick us down into that parasympathetic recovery mode. So decrease your breath to a 2-to-1 ratio where you're going to exhale for about anywhere from 6 seconds to 10 and inhale from about 2 seconds to 6. As my heart rate drops, my breath rate will slow, so I end up inhaling for about 6 seconds and exhaling for about 12 seconds by the end of my cool down. I start off with a 4-second inhale to an 8-second exhale. This exercise is our standard windmill. We're taking our time here. It's a little more difficult to breathe because we have our ribs twisted and we're compressed as we go down, so really focus your attention on that breath. Don't forget to turn that palm facing forward, and I'm also looking up at that hand as I drop myself down. Okay. So I'm slowing that breath down, and you can kind of tell how long it takes me here to breathe. It's a little shorter because we're compressed. So it's taken me about 4 seconds to breathe in, and it's 8 seconds to breathe out. Okay. So now we're going to switch over to an around the world, still focused on that breath, and it's an oblique circle. I'm actually reaching back behind me as much as I can, stretching out those hip flexors as I reach back and up. And as I drop down, I'm stretching out those hips, the hamstrings, the adductors as I go to the side and the side of my trunk. So you're reaching nice and slow, not rushing through any part of this. Take your time. We're going to transition down to the floor here. So I'm keeping my legs straight, stretching out my hamstring a little bit, and getting my calves ready. be in that bilateral calf stretch, in that downward dog position. I'm kind of pointing my hips up in the air. I'm stretching my right foot first at this time. And then I'm going to try to elevate that left leg as high as I can, which is going to put significantly more stretch because I have more weight on that right leg. And that's about as high as I can go because I'm limited by that left calf stretch. I'm going to drop down into upward facing dog, into an extended position. We're focused on the front of our hips, stretching out our hip flexors, primarily our iliopsoas, our abdominals, rib cage, and our neck flexors. So I'm lifting that chin up as I go up, as I stretch a little longer. So we're going to be rotating to our left on the exhale, nice and steady. I'm looking as far back as I can, trying to keep my arms locked out in an extended position. Then on the next breath, I'm going to exhale, look over that right shoulder. I'm focused on that neck primarily in this position as I rotate. And we're going to transition into our quadruped position, where we're going to reconnect with our spine, working on our cat-cow. Okay, so our cat is the flex spinal position here, and as I inhale, I'm going to drop into that cow where my umbilicus drops toward that floor. And as I go up into the cat, I'm really tucking my chin hard up into my sternum, and then I'm going to elevate that umbilicus, drive my belly button up into the spine. And as I drop down into the cow, I'm really trying to extend that lower back and thoracic spine and elevate that chin, kind of pointing my tailbone up at the sky. We're going to transition into a flex position now, stretching out our posterior hip, our lumbar spine, and we're going to add a little rotation with a weave. We're weaving that right hand under my left armpit, reaching as far as I can and dropping that right ear to your left knee. And on the next breath, I'm going to transition to the right side where I weave that hand as far as I can under my right armpit and drop that left ear to the right knee. Because of our time restriction, I tend to decrease the number of repetitions of these. Feel free to press pause and continue and prolong each one of these stretches as much as you feel like you need to. Next stretch is a hip stretch primarily. It's stretching out my left hip flexor on the left side and my posterior hip on my right side, and you're also going to feel it a little bit in that groin. So I'm just showing you a frontal view. Trying to keep those arms straight. And we're going to transition back up to standing. I'm fighting hard to keep those legs straight and really stretch out those calves. You're going to feel a little neural tension. I definitely do for these downward dogs as I walk my way up. And slowly I'm going to uncurl here, one segment at a time, starting with the hips. I'm going to reach up to the top, drop my arms down for a standing angel. We're going to wrap it up here with a move of the day by Mark. Excellent work, Ohana. We look forward to seeing you online at our classes, and please feel free to leave your comments below.